quick disclaimer, my source for this video was literally the United Nations website about war crimes, and also I will be comparing Bakugan to actual combatants. Firstly, under Article 8 of the Geneva Convention, torture or inhumane treatment, including biological experiments, is a war crime. Which means Kazarina is a big fucking war criminal, because she literally does experiments on Bakugan, and also she tortures and tries to kill Dan, for a whole 2 to 3 episodes, just sitting there with a thing going like this. I'm going to kill you. Oh. And then almost kills him. Compelling a prisoner of war or other protected person to serve in the armed forces of a hostile power is a war crime, which once again brings us back to this fucking bitch Kazarina. Because guess what? When they captured Drake, when they captured Jake, she brainwashes him into fighting for her on the Gundalian side, which I guess could be counted for a war crime. Also, literally all of the child soldiers, and also brainwashing all of Ren's crew. Speaking of brainwashing children, conscripting or enlisting children under the age of 15 years old into the National Armed Forces or using them to participate in active hostilities is also considered a war crime, which means pretty much all of the Gundalian 12 orders would be considered a war criminal because they gave approval for those plans by literally kidnapping children from Bakugan into space. Now, I'm not too sure about this part, but potentially betraying your people is technically a war crime, because there is a literal scene where Ren just goes around like this and shoots at Barodius like that. That could be a war crime, but I don't know. Now, some of you are probably wondering whether Gil killing Kazarina is a war crime. Well, yes, because he is killing an unarmed combat person, I guess, but she also isn't particularly refusing to fight, even though that's not her enemy. But I guess Gil's a war criminal. I'm not too sure there about that one, but maybe he's a war criminal. And then we have Emperor Barodius, who is guilty of a few war crimes himself, such as targeting a religious site, which, by the way, is the Sacred Orb. That could definitely be classed as a war crime because he's literally targeting a religious infrastructure. And also, I'm not sure about this one as well, but killing Gil for betraying, which I don't think so, that's a war crime, but killing Stoica as well, I think that's definitely a war crime. And I think also Ren is also, again, charged with a war crime because he literally uses a weapon of mass destruction, which is basically releasing the mass amounts of energy from blind holes. Even though he couldn't control it, that probably could be a war crime. Well, for a children's show, this anime definitely had a lot of war crimes, but if you want to see what the best fights in Bakugan, click here. Anyways, goodbye.